Good morning students. In this lecture 52 of electronics, we will discuss the characteristics of transistor. So as transistor is three terminal device which we have already studied. So there can be three types of characteristics in case of transistor. As in case of diode, because diode is only a one port device, so there is only simple VI characteristics of a diode. But in case of transistor, it is a two-port device. So that is why it has two types of characteristics, input characteristics and output characteristics. So there can be three types of characteristics in case of transistor because it is three-terminal device. So at any time, we can make any terminal common between the other two to make two junctions, because we have already studied that there are two PN junctions or two junctions J1, J2 in case of transistor. So if we keep base common between the emitter and the collector, then the characteristics of the transistor, they are known as common base characteristics. And if we keep emitter terminal common between the base and the collector, then those are known as common emitter characteristics. And if we keep collector common between the base and the emitter, then they are known as common collector characteristics. So in case of common base characteristics, as base is common between emitter and collector, so we have two junctions. One will be emitter base junction and another will be collector base junction. And in second case, common emitter characteristics, as emitter is common, so what will be the two junctions? One will be base emitter junction and second will be collector emitter junction. Similarly, in case of common collector characteristics, as this collector is common between the two input junction and output junction, so there will be two junctions, collector base junction and collector emitter junction. So first we will study common base characteristics, one of the most important article of this chapter. So now as the diode, it is only a one port device, so it is having simple VI characteristics which we have already studied in chapter number 2. Then comes transistor. Transistors, because of this, it's three terminals. It is a two port device. That is why it has two types of characteristics. This common base characteristics, it is having two types of characteristics, input characteristics and output characteristics. Similarly, common emitter will have input characteristics as well as output characteristics. Similarly, common collector will have input characteristics as well as output characteristics. So we will study them one by one. So in case of common base characteristics, we have considered PNP transistor. So this is the circular symbol of PNP transistor, where this terminal, it is emitter, this base terminal is common between the emitter and collector and it is grounded, and this one is collector terminal. We know that in the symbol of PNP transistor, this arrow, it points towards the base from emitter to base and it tells us about the direction of conventional current. So this IE is the emitter current, IB is the base current and IC is the collector current. Now as the base is common, but we need ammeter to measure emitter current and collector current. So that is why we have connected milliammeter. If you have base, if you have to measure the base current, then because of the small thickness, very small thickness of the base current is very small and it is of the order of microamperes. So to measure the base current, we always connect microammeter, and to measure emitter current and collector current, because the width of these regions is large as compared to the width of base region. So the order of the current is also large. So that is why to measure emitter current and collector current, we use milliammeter. So that is why we have connected to milliammeters. And then to measure the voltage across this emitter base junction, we have connected voltmeter. It will give you the measure of potential between emitter and the base junction. Similarly, this voltmeter is connected here between this collector and base to measure the voltage or the potential between this collector base junction. So it will give you VCB and this will give you VEB, this voltmeter. And then next comes the biasing of the transistor. As I have already told you in the previous lectures that mostly transistor works in active region, and in active region the input junction is always forward biased and the output junction is always reverse biased. And here input junction is emitter base junction. So for the active mode of the transistor, this emitter base junction, it must be forward biased. How? This P-type emitter, it must be connected to positive terminal of the battery. And this N-type base, it must be connected to negative terminal of the battery. Similarly, this collector base junction, it must be reverse biased. Means this P-type collector, it should be connected to negative terminal of the battery. And this N-type base, it should be connected to positive terminal of the battery. So in this way, this is reverse biased and this junction is forward biased. Then why it is written static characteristics? There are another two types of characteristics of transistor. One are known as static characteristics and second are known as dynamic characteristics. What is the difference between the two? Static characteristics are those where we use or where we study the action of the transistor under the effect of DC voltage only. Those are known as static characteristics of transistor. And when we check the characteristics of the transistor or when we study the characteristics of the transistor under the effect of AC as well as DC voltage, at that time the characteristics are known as dynamic characteristics. And as we are using or supplying DC voltage only, that is why these common base characteristics are known as common base static characteristics. And these common base characteristics, they are further of two types, input characteristics and output characteristics. And what are the characteristics of any device in electronics? It is the relationship between the voltage and current. Or you can say that in characteristics of any device, in case of electronics, we always study variation of one component with respect to the other component. So here, as we have voltage and second component is current, so we will study the variation of current with voltage or the variation of voltage with current. So there are two types of characteristics. First, we will study input characteristics in case of common base static characteristics of a transistor. So first, in general case, what are input characteristics? Input characteristics will tell you about the variation of input current and input voltage, but at constant output voltage. By keeping output voltage fixed, study the variation of output current with output voltage. And now see what will be the input current and input voltage in this case. In case of input characteristics of common base transistor, what is the input current? As base is common, so input current is emitter current. So input characteristics are the study of variation of input current, that is emitter current, with the variation in input voltage, that is VEB, emitter base voltage, at constant output voltage, what is that? VCB. So in case of these input characteristics, what we will study? We will study the variation of emitter current, that is input current, versus input voltage, that is emitter base voltage, at constant or fixed collector base voltage, that is output voltage. So plot the graph between emitter current, input current and input voltage by taking input current along y-axis, input voltage along x-axis at different constant values of output voltage. Means, suppose initially the value of output voltage is -1 volt. And now why we are taking this VCB negative? Why we are taking this VCB negative? Because this VCB, it is a reverse bias voltage. That is why we are taking this negative. And here, as we are reverse biasing the collector base junction, how we will connect this ammeter and voltmeter? These negative is connected to negative, and this negative, it is connected to this negative. So all the negative signs, they must be on the same side, and all the positive ones, they must be on the same side. Similarly here, if the positive terminal of the battery is connected to emitter, then positive of the voltmeter and positive of the ammeter, they must be on the same side. They must be connected to one another. Then initially this VCB, it is very small, means the reverse bias voltage across this collector base junction, it is small. That is -1 volt. Then change the values of this emitter base junction, emitter base voltage. It is the forward bias voltage across the emitter base junction. Increase its value and you will see that how this input current IE, it will vary according to VEB. And then plot the variations for IE versus VEB for different fixed values of output voltage, that is VCB, and you will get this graph. So here what you are observing, that with the increase in this, with the increase in reverse bias of collector base junction, here reverse bias is increased from -1 volt to -2 volt, from -2 volt to -3 volt. What you have observed? That emitter current start rising rapidly. Why? Because of early effect. And what is early effect? It is the change in the base width. Early effect is basically the modulation of width of the base region with the change in the applied reverse bias. So because of the early effect, the definition of early effect is one of the most important in case of electronics. So what is early effect? Early effect is the modulation in the width of the base region because of the change in applied reverse bias at the collector base junction. And because of this early effect, what happens? Emitter current start rising rapidly. So you can see, as we have increased this VCB from -1 to -2 and from -2 to -3, see here emitter current, it is rising but quite slowly. And here when this collector base voltage, it is -2 volt, greater than the previous one. Here emitter current is rising but more quickly than the previous case. And in case of VCB is equal to -3 volt, again it is rising but quickly than the previous two ways. So it is because of the early effect. So what is early effect? This is emitter, this is base, this is collector. We know that the width of base region is quite small as compared to collector and emitter. And emitter supplies the charge carriers and collector collect the charge carriers. And one more thing, this junction is forward biased and this junction is reverse biased, collector base junction. So what is basically early effect? When you increase the value of VCB, that is reverse bias voltage across the collector base junction, We know that when we increase the reverse bias voltage, the width of depletion layer always increases. So here, when you will increase, suppose this is PNP transistor and this junction is reverse biased. So when you will increase the value of this VCB, what will happen? This is reverse bias. So the width of depletion layer will increase. And we have already studied in our chapter number 3 that the width of depletion layer in any region, it is inversely proportional to the amount of doping. Means if the amount of doping in any region is small, then the width of depletion layer in that region will be large. So the depletion layer at the reverse biased junction J2, which is a collector based junction, here as the collector is heavily doped than the base, so the width of depletion layer in collector region will be small. But as we have already studied that base is always lightly doped, amount of doping in base is always very small as compared to emitter and collector. So the width of the depletion region in case of base, it will be large. So if depletion layer covers most of the base region, then the remaining base region, the area of remaining base region, it will become small. It means amount of recombination will decrease. And because of that, and what are the minority carriers in case of base? If base is N here, N type here, then minority carriers will be holes. It means if this depletion layer, its area is increasing in the base, then this reverse potential, it will attract more holes which are minority carriers in base from the emitter. It means it will increase the emitter current. So that is why emitter current start rising rapidly with the increase in VCB. As you can see here, with increase in VCB, emitter current start rising rapidly. Means slope is increasing with the increase in reverse bias voltage VCB. And this is known as early effect. Similarly, if you are continuously increasing this VCB beyond the limit, means if the applied reverse bias is very large, then what will happen? This depletion layer, its area, its width, it will also be continuously increasing. So there will be one stage when whole of the area of the base region, it will be covered by the depletion layer at the collector base junction. It means at that time, this emitter region, it will be in touch with the depletion layer because the whole base region is now a depletion layer. So in case of reverse biased junction and this depletion layer, it is the depletion layer of the reverse biased junction. And in case of reverse biased junction, there is the movement of minority carriers. So around this depletion layer, in emitter, what are the minority carriers? Emitter is P-type. And this base region where this whole of depletion layer, it is covering, in that region was initially N-type. If most of the area of the base region is covered by the depletion layer, then more and more number of holes which are majority carriers in emitter, but they are minority carriers in base. So more and more holes, they will be attracted by the base region, by the depletion layer in the base region. So at that time, the collector base voltage is known as punch through voltage. And at that time, the movement of holes from emitter to collector is known as punch through. Why? Because at that time, most of the area of the base region, it is covered by the depletion layer. So that value of reverse bias voltage at which this situation occurs, that is known as punch through voltage. And this procedure is known as punch through. So this is all about input characteristics. Next we will study output characteristics of a common base characteristics of a transistor. Now first, in a general case, what are the output characteristics? In common base, common emitter and common collector, what is the definition? As these are the output characteristics, so we will study the output current, the variation of output current with output voltage, but at constant input current, at fixed value of input current. So at different fixed values of input current, we will study the variation of output current with output voltage. And what is output current in this case of common base transistor? Output current is collector current, which is IC, and output voltage is collector base voltage, which is a reverse bias voltage, that is VCB. And what is the fixed input current? That is IE. So keep the value of IE fixed and vary the reverse bias voltage VCB and check the variation of collector current IC with VCB. And this is the variation of IC with the VCB. And why we are taking this VCB negative? Because this is a reverse bias voltage. So why we are taking this collector current negative? Because this is the current of a reverse biased junction. Means actually it is a reverse current. That is why we are taking it as negative. And in case of output characteristics of a transistor, we have three regions: active region, saturation region and cutoff region. But transistor, it works as an amplifier only in case of active region. So we mostly keep the VCB, the applied reverse bias, in such a way that transistor must be in the active region. So the most of the applications of the transistor, they are in the active region. So we have already studied in active region this type of characteristics we have. These are the different constant values or fixed values of emitter current, input current. So in this region, we already know input junction is forward biased and output junction is reverse biased. And this region on left hand side of the y-axis, this is actual y-axis. On left hand side of this, we have saturation region. Why? Because here the current, output current, it rises rapidly with collector base voltage. And in this region, in active region, the collector current, it almost remains constant. There is not an appreciable change in the collector current with increase in reverse bias voltage. And in this cutoff region, the amount of collector current, it is almost equal to the leakage current, ICO. So in cutoff region, both the junctions are reverse biased. In saturation region, both the junctions are forward biased. And here input junction is forward biased and output junction is reverse biased. So in saturation region, this increase in the current with the change in the voltage, it is the variation, just like the variation of VI characteristics of a forward biased diode. Why? Because here both the junctions, they are forward biased. So here the output current, it will vary exponentially with the voltage VCB, as in the case of forward biased diode. So in the next lecture, we will study common emitter characteristics of a transistor.